My key takeaway has been discovering that regular gardening can fit seamlessly into a New South Wales Public School weekly class timetable, and my planning tool simplifies the process of explicit instruction. The key to this is that the lesson activities and experiences are inspired by the students and the garden itself, but the language and the skills come from the lesson outcomes that are taught in the classroom. Christian Laiku advised me to follow the students' interests, but I found that in the beginning it's necessary to gently guide or facilitate interest. When students first experience the magic of growing fruits and veggies and flowers, it's a bit like entering a world of pure imagination, minus all the sugar and chocolate. And they'll soon be telling you what they want to learn more about. In my school, we use the New South Wales Department units of work, and each week our gardening lessons simply dovetail around them. The sunflower system is not a standalone tool. It must be used in conjunction with the explicit teaching strategies that you can see on the screen. And it's a fantastic example of gradual release of responsibility as students and teachers use effective questioning and checking for understanding to connect learning. I encourage teachers to establish learning norms in the garden just as they would in the classroom. Gardening keeps people young because there is always more to be done, and this is the first step in the sunflower system, followed by checking back in to understand what the outcomes are asking for and in the classroom-based lessons for the week. I've been using this tool almost every week since I developed it in 2024, and I have never found it too difficult to make an authentic and meaningful connection between something that needs to be done in the garden and the current unit of work. The SUN acronym, which is spending time in the space, unpacking the syllabus, and national numeracy progressions, provides the starting point for planning, and the FLOWER acronym, which is following the students, language is key, overlearning or mastery, making space for wonder, evaluating together, and refining through repetition, describes what should happen in the lesson. Once the students become familiar with the expectations and routine, they begin to take responsibility for their own learning and they seek out feedback. As Holly discussed in her presentation, purposeful questioning is a big part of the sunflower system. As is the case with many school gardening teachers, I began with a learning support and wellbeing focus, but I've discovered that students with mathematically high potential and gifted educational needs also benefit from this approach. Their learning experiences can benefit students at all the skill levels because it empowers them to ask their own questions and design their own learning. From my study tour, I learned that the best strategy is not to have all of the students completing the same activities at the same time. I provide a range of activities that students can complete over one session or over many, and with guidance. Students have the freedom to choose and move between activities such as a scavenger hunt or using microscopes, and this helps them to contextualize the need for very large or very small numbers. There are measurement tasks and writing in a garden journal to express ideas and write down their own questions and how they found answers. There is always the fun of planting seeds and harvesting or even cooking to look forward, but it always comes back to the question of what did you learn in class this week and how does it help you understand the garden? I know this is a bold claim, but I have found that using the sunflower system regularly can reduce teacher workload, especially in terms of connecting learning and teaching problem solving. I'd love the opportunity to explore this claim in more detail, but I'll summarize by saying that naturally mathematical takes a different approach to time and accepts that the deepest thinking does not always happen within the confines of an hour lesson.